If you've been watching Kelowna's condo market lately, something very real is happening beneath the surface that most people have not put into words yet. More and more condo owners here are quietly slipping into a position they never expected. They cannot sell for the number they need, they cannot rent it enough to cover the costs, and they are realizing they may not be able to keep it either. This is not a dramatic headline. This is a situation that is becoming more and more common across the city. You will not see big announcements about it. You will not see stratas or developers talking about it. You might not even hear it from friends or coworkers. But when you're talking to owners virtually every single day, you start to see a pattern forming. In this 7-part video, I'm going to break down what is happening specifically to condo owners here in Kelowna. Not Vancouver, not Toronto, right here in our local market. I'm going to explain why some owners are feeling trapped, what is pushing them into this position, and the solutions I walk clients through so they can get out of this without letting the stress pile up month after month. So let's get into it with part 1. What is happening to condo owners in Kelowna right now? When people reach out to me or members of my team, the most common story we hear right now goes something like this. They bought a condo with confidence while the market was climbing. Many bought during the peak, others bought assignments, others bought pre-sales with the belief that the market would keep rising. And many bought with the idea that renting it out would help cover the monthly payments. But now the math has changed. Their condo is sitting on the market longer than expected. The offers are low or not coming in at all. The rent they can realistically achieve is nowhere close to covering today's carrying costs. And for some, the mortgage renewal or rising strata fees have turned what used to be a manageable payment into a growing financial weight. This is the silent part of this crisis, because on paper it looks like a normal market correction, but behind the scenes, individual owners are feeling real pressure. So what's causing this? In Kelowna, there are 4 forces pushing condo owners into this uncomfortable position. Number 1 is high interest rates that are changing affordability. 3 or 4 years ago, buyers could afford more. Today, the same income qualifies for significantly less. That means buyers looking at condos now are more cautious and more selective. And number 2, inventory has risen. We are seeing more condo listings. More choice means buyers can take their time. Sellers lose leverage when buyers have a ton of options. Number 3, the rental math has shifted. Long-term rents have not climbed at the same pace as carrying costs. For many owners, rent is falling short by hundreds of dollars each month. And for now, short-term rentals are not even an option. Number 4, strata fees and levies are rising. Insurance, maintenance, repairs, and capital planning costs are all driving fees higher in these condo buildings. Older buildings are especially vulnerable. Owners who bought with one budget in mind are now facing a very different reality. And if you put all this together, you get the Kelowna Condo version of the same phrase we hear in other markets. You cannot sell, you cannot rent, and you cannot keep it. Now into part 2. Who is being affected the most? Not everyone is hitting the same wall, but there are 3 groups of condo owners in Kelowna who are being hit the hardest. Group number 1, owners who bought at the peak. These are people who bought during the run-up in prices, maybe late 2020, 2021, or even early 2022. Their goal was to ride the appreciation trend or get into the market before prices climbed further. Now prices are softening and they are stuck trying to sell at a number the market will not currently support. Group number 2 are owners who relied on rental income. These owners assumed the condo would be either break even or cash flow positive. Today, the rent often does not cover the mortgage, the strata fees, the insurance, property taxes, and other rising costs. They are paying out of pocket every single month, and they do not see a clear endpoint. And group number 3 are the pre-sale buyers facing completion. This is becoming the biggest pressure point. People who bought pre-sales years ago when the market looked strong and rates were low they're now trying to complete in a completely different financial world. Some cannot qualify, some do not want to complete. Others want to assign, but assignments are restricted or not in demand. And An assignment is essentially when you sell your pre-sale contract itself rather than the completed condo. So if you fit into one of these three categories, you're certainly not alone, and you do not have to feel like you did something wrong. You're dealing with market forces that changed very, very fast. And part number 3 is how condo owners actually get trapped. So there are 3 main reasons condo owners end up in the can't sell, can't rent, can't keep it scenario here in Kelowna. Reason number 1, they base their plan on peak market conditions. People expected values to continue to increase. They bought with confidence, not realizing how quickly the market could shift. They borrowed based on a world that no longer exists. Reason number 2, they underestimated future carrying costs, strata fees, insurance, utilities, taxes, maintenance, and mortgage payments have all pushed higher. Many owners built their plan around the old costs. Reason number 3, they assumed they had multiple exits. People thought they could rent if the market slowed, or assign a pre-sale, or sell easily. But today, each of those exits is much harder and far less predictable. That creates a feeling of being boxed in. So this is what traps people, not the purchase itself, but the lack of realistic options when the market changes. And on to part number 4, which is the real cost of doing nothing. One of the most common things I hear from owners is, I just want to wait and see. That sounds reasonable, but here's the reality most people do not calculate. If your condo is costing you more every single month, waiting is not neutral. It is very expensive. A few $100s a month becomes thousands without you realizing it. If you hold a negative cash flow property for, say, a year, that can easily hit 5 figures. 2 years can be even worse, obviously, and that is before you factor in the opportunity cost. This is why many owners feel overwhelmed. They can physically keep the condo, but it drains them financially and mentally. When people talk about not being able to keep it, this is why. And part number 5 is the solutions for condo owners here in Kelowna. So let's shift to the part that actually helps you get out of this situation. These are the strategies I walk clients through all the time. These are the steps that create clarity and give you options. Because whether you're selling, renting, or deciding what to do long term, you need a plan that matches the reality of the market today. And solution number 1 is price it to today's buyers, not yesterday's market. If your condo is based on what you want or what you paid, it will definitely sit in today's market. If it is priced based on what buyers are actually paying right now, it will move. In today's market, buyers have a ton of choices. If your unit is overpriced, they move on immediately. Getting pricing right is the fastest way to regain control. Solution number 2, and if it's possible, make the condo present better than its competition. In a market with rising inventory, presentation matters more than ever. You're not competing with the peak, you are competing with the active listings right now. So in some cases, small improvements can make a big difference. So fresh paint, decluttering, staging, updated light fixtures, or professional photography. So when buyers scroll through the listings online, they certainly compare yours to others in the price range, and you really want to stand out. And solution number 3 is evaluate the rental numbers using today's data. Sounds obvious, but do not use rental rates from even a couple years ago. Do not use ideal scenarios. Use real current rental numbers. If the math does not work out, renting it is not your backup plan. But if the numbers are close or break even, then there might still be a path forward depending on your goals. And solution number 4 is explore creative options. So there are several practical reasons that can help condo owners create more flexibility. You can offer buyer incentives like covering strata fees for a few months, or cover closing costs, or sell the unit furnished to attract investors and relocators. Seller financing can widen your buyer pool as well by helping someone qualify, and working with your lender to restructure or refinance can reduce your monthly payment and give you a little bit more breathing room while you decide on your next step. And solution number 5, build a clear plan that aligns with your long-term goals. Some people want to eliminate stress. Others want to protect long-term equity. Others need to relocate or downsize. The right strategy depends entirely on your goals and your timeline. Once you know what matters most, the correct path becomes much clearer. Now onto part 6 of this video, what this means for buyers right now in this market. So for buyers, this market could actually be an opportunity. Extra inventory gives you leverage. You can negotiate a lot more than you could just a few years ago. You could choose the right building instead of just settling. You can take your time and buy smart. If you're planning to buy a condo in the coming months, this period might give you the best selection and the best deals. And part number 7, what this means for sellers right now. For sellers, strategy matters more than ever. You cannot rely on luck. You need pricing that matches the market, you need strong presentation, and you need a plan that acknowledges how today's buyers think. The good news is that condos are still selling, but the sellers who adjust early are the ones who are winning in today's market. So if you feel like you cannot sell, you cannot rent, and you cannot keep your condo, you are not the only one. A lot of owners are navigating the exact same situation right now, and the worst thing you can do is sit in silence and hope the problem fixes itself. You have options, you have strategies, and you do not need to figure it out alone. If you want clarity as a buyer or a seller, reach out today by sending a text message to the number on the screen. I can walk you through your numbers, review the buildings or properties that fit your goals, and help you build a clear path so you can move forward with confidence. And after you hit that subscribe button, this next video tells you what the condo market is doing right now in the Kelowna area.